Hey everybody, what's going on? Your host, Lovely Cheese Pizza here. Welcome back to another episode of Sports Sunday, where we talk about sports, life, and everything in between. And before we get going, I'm going to take a drink of this cherry Pepsi here. Oh my god! I just looked at the back of this thing and realized that there's 65 grams of sugar in there. Oh man, that is a lot more than what I thought there was going to be in there. I mean, like a standard can of Pepsi has about 42, but that's way more. That is an exorbitant amount of sugar. Oh my god. I mean, I'm still going to drink it anyways, but that is a lot. Ah, it's so worth it though. Cherry vanilla Pepsi is a modern marvel in itself. Ah, jeez. That's really funny though. So, in the last episode, we took on the lovely ladies again. And we were victorious again. So the dream of the perfect season still lives on as we are 5-0. And oh my god, I did not realize that until just now. I just realized that our team logo totally looks exactly like the Tennessee Volunteers logo. Oh god, my soul has just exploded the wrong way. Because there's apparently a right way for it to blow up. So now, great, we get to go through the rest of our season as being the de facto Wet Bandit Volunteers. Or the Volunteer Wet Bandits! Oh, that's great. It still sucks though. Oh well, I didn't even notice that. That's crazy. It's like the exact same like shape, and like the color's almost the same with that weird kind of macaroni and cheese powder color. Oh, what do you do? Hopefully, we can kind of just nice and easily skate through this thing and get our 6th win. But you never know, man. Every once in a while, there will be a game where they just catch you off guard and they play abnormally good, and we totally don't. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But we've got some stuff to talk about tonight. Primarily one main topic here that I want to get out. I kind of talked about some college football stuff a little bit last episode. And I do intend on talking about, like, now that the bowl game, the bowl game pairings have been released, I want to do kind of a little predictions thing in one of my Sports Sunday episodes. But I'll probably wait till next week to do it, because I don't have the time to do it tonight. But since the regular season has now, come to an end, and obviously one thing we can look forward to are all the, the postseason, or like the after regular season awards with, the best kicker, and the best coach, and the best defensive player, and offensive player, and all of these things. We all know what the big one is, though. We all know that the Heisman's the king zing sting of the whole thing here. Oh no! Okay, we barely got out of that one. We know that's the big one, and the two, oh boy, oh no, that's bad. That's, yep, that was doomed from the beginning. Oh well, what do you do? We know that pretty much at this point, the race is down to 2 people. I mean, you could try to make an argument for, like, Leonard Fournette, or maybe even like Royce Freeman from Oregon. I love me some Royce Freeman. Royce Freeman's my dog. But I would have to argue pretty legitimately that both Fournette and Royce Freeman are kind of in that tier 2 area. They both had great seasons, don't get me wrong. But the two guys that are the front runners here, it's not even really that close. So you got, the ESPN SEC poster boy darling of Derrick Henry from Alabama, a running back guy that gets like a bajillion carries a game. And then you also have the other guy is the running back from Stanford, good old Christian McCaffrey, son of Ed Floppy Legs McCaffrey, who once broke his leg in the most disgusting possible fashion that there ever was in the world, and his leg was literally flopping around like a wet piece of spaghetti. But that's neither here nor there. God bless his soul. So that's what that is, and I'm pretty sure that I know who's going to win the Heisman. I'm almost positive that it's going to be Derrick Henry, even though I really don't think that it should be. And I will tell you exactly why I think that is. But before I get down to that specifically, I want to tell you one thing that was really funny that happened earlier. I was doing some stat crunching for these 2 players, and I was going down the list of running backs, and I came across a guy with the most unfortunate name. It Not in terms of like it just being, you know, like a name like Dick Hertz or like Holden McGrowing or, you know, Ballsack McGillicuddy III or something like that, even though that name would be awful to have. No, this guy's name, he's actually a running back for the Air Force Academy. His name is definitely Timothy McVeigh. the same Timothy McVeigh who was the Oklahoma City Bomber. He actually, the same exact guy. They actually, you know, let him regress a number of years and go back and play college football for the Air Force Academy. That's definitely not what happened at all, but yeah, I just saw that. I was like, oh no, what a horrible name to have. I'll bet that dude got all sorts of flack for that in high school, or, you know, whatever level of schooling it was. He's not going to live that one down. Not like it's his fault or anything. He didn't really have control over the fact that a guy with his same name was going to go blow up a building. But it happens. I mean, that's the nature of the beast, I guess. But here we go. So the thing that's really interesting about this Heisman race, though, is the fact that even though the two frontrunners are running backs, they are so different from each other in terms of like how they play the position. Like Derrick Henry is like your classic running back by definition. Like he is the running back workhorse. You know, he's gonna get like 25, anywhere from 25 to 48 carries a game, and you know, he gets his yards in the standard way that a running back would. You know, just like your basic handoffs and draw plays and halfback tosses and direct snaps and whatever. So he does it that way, and you know, he's really good at it. But Christian McCaffrey is a totally different monster in terms of how he plays the position. Like he does the classic, you know, the classic running back deal. But he also, you know, he's also kind of an all-purpose back in terms of he'll also catch passes out of the backfield, and he'll take the direct snaps, and he also returns kickoffs and punts, and so he literally does a little bit of everything. Like, the only thing that he doesn't do is, you know, play defense and quarterback. Otherwise, he's pretty much doing about everything out there. And so, here's where the main thing comes in. Here's the statistical breakdown. For Derrick Henry, he had 1,986 yards from scrimmage, and he had 23 touchdowns, which is insane. And so was the 1,900 yards. That's a lot of yards, mainly due to the fact he had a couple of 200-yard games in there. But so he, you know, that's like some Monty Ball crap right there. Like 23 touchdowns is insane for one guy to have. I think it's like probably in the top 5 all-time in a season for a running back, or for anybody that's not a quarterback, I suppose. So there's that, and like those stats are crazy. But let's take a look at Christian McCaffrey's stats. He has 1,847 rushing yards on 20 less attempts, mind you. He has, for 8 touchdowns, so it's a lot less, 540 receiving yards with 4 touchdowns, and a combined 1,109 yards in return yards from kickoffs and punts. Ooh, boy, that was close. Snakes with the check. Oh, and he struck out. Damn it. So, you know, so his all-purpose yards clocks out at over, like, I think it's like 3,520 something. Like, it's a lot. It is a lot, and that actually broke the Division I FBS record for most all-purpose yards in a season. And the record that he broke was by legendary player Barry Sanders, you know, and actually, crazy enough, Barry Sanders' kid, his son, actually plays on the same team with McCaffrey, so that's pretty wild. But I think that our criteria, because like I think that there's no doubt in my mind that Derrick Henry's gonna win. I can feel it deep down in the pit of my soul, because I know that people are so caught up in one main thing, especially for running backs, is touchdowns. Like, even though the difference in yards between the running backs are really not that big, like it's like 140 yards, which that's really not a huge difference. It's whatever. But the discrepancy in touchdowns is, you know, Henry has 23 and McCaffrey's got 8. And so the way that I've been reading it from like a fan's perspective is like, oh, Derrick Henry's way better because he's got a whole bunch more touchdowns. So the McCaffrey guy, he's got yards, but he doesn't get it in the end zone enough. So that means he's not as good. And it's like, that's not how it is at all, man. That's like not even close. And they're like, but if he was so good, then why isn't he getting in the end zone? It's like, because you want to know why? So when they get in the red zone, they have a different running back, for red zone operation, and it's not to the discredit of McCaffrey. Like, if they really wanted to, they could totally give him the ball in that area. It's just that they have a guy that's, that is especially for that. His name is Ramon Wright, and he only had, I think, like 200 or 300 yards total on the season. Like, he only had like 70 carries, but he had 13 touchdowns. So imagine if all of those touchdowns, or maybe like all but one of those touchdowns, goes to McCaffrey instead, he's got 20 or 21 touchdowns. And then how much does that sway the conversation? Like, we are such prisoners of touchdowns. Or it's like, that's the deciding factor, really. Like, I really hope that the pundits and like the experts and the people that do a lot of the Heisman voting view it a different way, like the way that I'm thinking. Because you would think if a guy breaks the all-purpose yards record, that should be an absolute no-brainer for the Heisman. Because how many times in our life are we gonna see that? Like, it happened when Barry Sanders was going. Like, that happened in my lifetime, but I didn't see it. Like, this is the first time in my life that I've actually, witnessed a guy that's that versatile, that can do all of those things. And if he doesn't win the Heisman just over a guy that was, the running back on the best team in the SEC, that just, he was a touchdown hoarder, essentially. Like, I feel like that would be such a massive injustice. But, I mean, we know already that, that realistically, the Heisman voters really aren't a big fan of West Coast teams. They've never really viewed them with the same lens of respect. Like, granted, Mariota from Oregon won it last year, but it took him having just the most outrageous season in order to get those things. And you would think, this McCaffrey kid is having by the same merit a completely outrageous season. Like, the Pac-12 title game, he had in that game alone, he had like 475 all-purpose yards in that game. That's insanity. Like most quarterbacks don't have that many yards just passing in a game like that. So he was everywhere. So I don't know. I want to say that he should. I want to say that he should win. Like, if I were a guy voting, I would absolutely vote for him. But it's just not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. If it does, I'm probably gonna piss all over the floor out of both excitement and astonishment, because that would be going against like everything that we know about how the Heisman voting works. But what do you do? So that's my take on that. I'll leave it at that. I want to know what your guys' view on that is. For those of you that have an opinion and would like to share it, certainly give me all you got. And we'll talk about something a little more casual, because I got a story to go along with this too. I definitely got to experience a first last night. It was it was kind of strange. So last night we were doing like a little birthday thing for a friend, and I was the DD last night. So I wasn't really a drinking man. I had one beer all night. But we went out bowling, and I was terrible, by the way, and I have bruises all over my fingers from how uncomfortable those bowling balls are. My God, it's awful. And I was only using like a 10-pound ball, but it's the fact that I try to do like the crazy wind-up where I go like all the way, pretty much level or a little bit higher than my head, and then I just like chuck it. But it's really hard on my fingers, So I broke 100 one time. Yes, and it was 101. So I barely scraped the barrel with that. That's beside the point. So we go out bar hopping a little bit, and we go to this one bar called Craftworks, and they were having like this special party type of thing for Tan Republic, and I don't really know what it was for necessarily, but the place was jumping. Like, it was the most people I'd ever seen at an event at that place ever, and they had all the jams and all of the middle-aged, like mid to late 30s, early 40s women that were dressed up like they were 22, and it was really awkward because You know, like there were a number of people there that I honestly didn't know what age bracket they were in because of how they were dressing. Like I kind of had a feeling they were somewhere around like their 30s to 40s, but you just don't even know because they're dressing in like these pencil thin tight skirts and they're, you know, it was weird. It was really weird. I found out later too, like the one that was like the most attractive looking out of all of them was totally my friend's aunt. And I felt really uncomfortable for like for kind of like looking at her in that way. Oh boy, that was close. Jeez. Come on, Gus. Come on, Gus Polinski. Give me the thing. How awesome would it be if we had a grand salami right now? Bust out the rye bread, Grandma! That's not gonna be one. It's not gonna be one! Ugh. Oh no. Oh no! Oh my god, this is gonna be bad. That's gonna be bad. Please! Oh no! The run doesn't count! He couldn't get there fast enough! Oh no! Oh, that sucks. That sucks so horribly bad. Alright, Marv, I'm taking you out. We're gonna bring in Peter, who, you know, just in case you didn't know, he actually slept in. Peter! We slept in! So yeah, we're at this party, whatever, and, you know, everybody's drinking, they're pounding Jaeger bombs, and I'm just, you know, kind of chilling. And they had, like, at this party, they kind of had, like, this little food spread. It was, like, all these finger foods and stuff. They had, like, you know, they had, like, the veggie trays with the dips, and they had chips, and they had candy. And they also had, like, this giant bowl of, like, the holiday popcorn, like the ones you get in, like, the tins from Walmart that have, like, the caramel ones, and, like, the cheese-flavored one, and just, like, the regular uncomfortable, like, butter flavor one that doesn't have enough butter flavor in it at all. And so I walk over there and I was like, dude, like, are we allowed to take this stuff, or is it just for the, like, just for the people, like, affiliated with the party? And so I go over and ask them, and they're like, yeah, it's pretty much for everybody, you know, no big deal. And so I totally grab, like, this little dish, and I dish up popcorn. And I'm just sitting there, like, for the pretty much the duration of the time that I was there, I was just munching down on that popcorn. And so I'm sitting here, like, all of a sudden it hit me. I was like, it's 12:30 in the morning, and I'm a designated driver for my friend at a bar, and I'm just sitting here just munching down popcorn by myself in the corner, essentially. This is so weird. I have never, I mean, not only just eating popcorn in a bar, but it was just, I don't know, it felt really weird, because I felt like I was the only one in the room that was doing it, and I felt so uncomfortable just standing there just eating this stuff, knowing that, like, almost any time I'd, like, look around the room, there was at least two people that were looking at me really uncomfortably, like, what is he doing? Where did he get the popcorn from? Oh, no! Oh, I threw it the wrong direction again, damn it. That could be catastrophic if I'm not careful. So, yeah, dude, it was a weird thing. But I definitely didn't get home until 5 this morning. Oh, the wonderful joys of being a DD. But at least I got to go to a Sherry's, and I got to have, you know, like I got to have an omelet and a milkshake to recharge the batteries around well, it's probably around like 3:30 or 4. So at least you know, that happened. But dude, when I woke up this morning, I just felt like I was dead. Like I was like a zombie, you know, I like reanimated, like a reanimated corpse essentially, and I was just not even alive. Or barely, just like clinging on to nothing. Pounding energy drinks all morning. And, I mean, it paid off. I made it through the day, barely, but I did. So, but here we are. Top of the 9th, up 1-0. Oh, damn it. I know, I could have turned around and gone back, but I wasn't going to make it. It's a close one. It's a close one. We got to bring in Old Man Marley for this. This one, I mean, we're really skating on thin ice here. And they're at the top of the order. Give me everything you got, South Bend. You must slay them with your shovel of fastballs and whatever other curvy things you can come up with. Oh, look at that pitch. Oh, dude, this is intense. I think we may have had one game that was close like this, but not a 1-0. Not a 1-0 game, not at all. 1 out to go. 1 out to go. Hold the 2s in the air. Here we go. Dun 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 dun. Oh, it's a ball. Got a little bit too excited for that one. Okay. We're gonna finagle our way through this one. If I give up a home run right here, I am gonna be so mad. Ah! Oh, we're not gonna get to that. We won't make it. We won't make it. Come on, Buzz! Do your constant diving. Swing for it. Oh. I have such a bad feeling about this right now. I shouldn't, but I do. Okay. We're gonna get it. We're barely gonna get it. Yeah! We are the victors again! It was an ugly game. 1-0 is never the kind of game you want to have. Those always just kind of make you feel uncomfortable inside, but we got it. We got it. Still, you know, no home run activity yet. I mean, we have the one. We have the one from Hector, but we'll be getting there. God, his face still just like repulses me every time I see it. It's pretty disgusting. Okay, let's distribute our Tennessee points here now. Let's see if we can you know, up the ante a little. Let's for Kevin, let's power him up a little. Let's give him some batting and running. Yeah, we'll do that. I should do the prestige thing, but I won't do it with him just yet. For Gus, we're gonna go... Ooh, here we go. We'll go running, we'll go batting, hitting, and prestige for him. And then, let's see, how about... We gotta have somebody at the bottom of the order that's a pretty strong guy here, so how about this? There we go. And then maybe at the very bottom we'll do Buzz. We'll give him some running and prestige. And then, oh boy, how about, let's see, Harry's gonna take the mound in the next game. So let's see his other abilities. His batting is terrible, and it's only gonna cost us 3,000, so we'll do this. We'll at least give him a little bit. I mean, we don't need his running to be anything special, but as long as he can get at least make contact, it might help in certain situations. So I'm totally okay with that. And then I think that's probably going to take care of it, because I don't think we're going to have enough money to be able to deal with anybody else here. So, alright. So that's what we're looking at. Alright, my friends, well, we have run out of time for this episode, so when we come back on the next installment of Sports Sunday, we'll have a whole new wave of things to talk about, whether it be the bowl game breakdown or something different. I don't really know yet. We'll just have to see how the week unfolds. But until then, my friends, if you wanna leave your thoughts on the whole Heisman thing in the comments, certainly make sure to do that. Another thing too that I just thought of, if you guys have any topics that you want me to talk about on the show here, feel free to leave your thing, to give me ideas. You know, if you want to leave it in the comment section of the video, or if you want to contact me on Twitter or Facebook, or however you feel like doing it, certainly feel free to do that. I would love to have more things to talk about. That way, I mean, I always fear that in these types of videos I'm going to run out of material at some point, and so the more stuff I have to talk about, the better. So whenever if you guys want me to talk about anything specific, certainly let me know. I will be glad to do it. So until then, my friends, this is your host, Lovely Cheese Pizza, saying thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye.